It's been a long time since I came around. Been a long time, but we're back in town. And this time we're talking about NMN. Hi everybody and welcome to the new episode of Royalty Cosplay Podcast. Today we will talk about nevidnega, or shorter NMN, convention that happened a little while ago. So we brought with us today Rebeka, one of the bosses of the bosses of everything that happens at NMN.
The heart and soul,
yes.
the beginner. So when somebody thinks of NMN and its history, they think of you.
That's very lovely. I do have to cancel that because it's maybe I'm the loudest. I'm the one going around all the time, like Captain Jack Sparrow, running around the place. It's happening, and yeah, we have to do that. But actually, from the start, it was not just my idea. It wasn't my project. At first, we were definitely both Mitya and me the idea managers of the event. But as soon as it started to get form, there were people joining us in the background who I don't have the time right now to speak about every one of them here, but definitely the society, the Tolkien Society helped us from the beginning on. So it might be, we were the catalysts, the starters, but it wouldn't happen.
It takes a team.
Yeah, it takes a team to make an event like this, and definitely now I'm still probably the loudest there, but we are a group of 14, so yeah, and you're one of them.
Yes, I am. Before we dive into today's topic, let's pour some tea. What are we drinking today?
South Sea Magic.
Ooh, magic.
Black tea?
It's a black tea.
Yeah.
And don't ask me about the other
ingredients
because I forgot.
Okay.
Let's
It
drink
smells so bad. It's so good. So bad, so good. I wanted to say so badly delicious, but my brain stopped at one point. That's why I need black tea. Excuse me a while. I'll just
take your time.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start?
Either
I talk too much usually, so
either ICCC or the Slovene competition.
I want to start with the morning, or maybe the evening before.
The morning for me was only putting on cosplay, and then immediately after that was done, I started with prejudging because I was a cosplay judge this year. Yay! Whose fault was that?
Yeah, ours.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
You
it was
enjoyed it. Just tell us. Right?
Yeah, admit it.
Yeah.
I did enjoy seeing cosplays up close, but I missed so much of the convention because of it.
Okay,
So
yeah,
I did
that's
not
true.
enjoy the
Yeah.
convention because I couldn't, but I did enjoy the cosplay part of the whole convention. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, pluses and minuses. When did your day start? What time?
Ooh.
3 days before.
Yeah, okay, NMN actually, it starts when the last one finishes.
Mhm.
You already start after the next one. Like if you will follow our Discord right now, there are messages coming in every day, every hour with tips for the next one. But yeah, for the preparations, we start on Friday morning at 8. We are all gathering at the convention venue with our helpers, the minions, and the whole team. And we start putting together the whole event. What makes our event special are all kinds of small details that we do, because at heart, most of the team is, we are crafters. So we really like to prepare some details, like for the treasure hunt, preparing some scenes from famous movies and so on. For example, this year, because of the 25th of May, we had a topic of Hitchhiker's the Guide Through the Galaxy. So you could see a lot of smaller details and stickers around the place that you had to look for it and then solve some puzzles and so on. And yeah, of course, everything has to be put together with all the signs, and the team has to get accustomed to the new set. This year we made several changes of where the stage is and so on, the VIP room. So it took us, till 7 o'clock in the evening that we put everything together. Then I had, unfortunately, a very terrible headache, so I had to go home and sleep off to be presentable the next day. But you went to the pre-con meeting,
to meet up. I started later because I had some work to do. I wanted to finish something before the whole event happened, so I didn't have that. I have to return to work, and so job had to be done before the second job can be done. So I came later, and then I made some
last minute shopping
for some things. Then I came back, then we set things up, and then there was the meetup, with some of the cosplayers, the CCC cosplayers came. So the meetup was actually more intense for me, and I did a little bit more work than I did at the convention the day before, because there was a lot of questions, there was a lot of things that had to be settled, and everybody was all the guests were nervous. When is the pickup? Where is that? So everybody needed to be a little bit calmed down, so they felt more secure, taken care of, reassured. And I think we did that. And then I went home, and then I went to sleep at midnight, but I couldn't fall asleep until 2 in the morning. And then I woke up at 5.
3 hours sleep.
My alarm was for 6, but I woke up on my own at 5. So I woke up 1 hour earlier and couldn't fall back to sleep. So I just started to prepare things and just went to town. And we started at 7 that day.
We start early. Usually the organizers, we don't sleep at all. This year I actually managed to catch a lot of sleep before the actual event. Usually I was the same as you. I couldn't sleep till 2 or 1 o'clock, and then at 5 I usually have to wake up anyway, because there are always some kinds of last minute packing to do for the con. And then it starts till 9 o'clock. We are waiting for all the important people to come. For example,
which is everyone.
Everyone. And then we opened the door and people came in.
I was allowed in half an hour earlier. That's different.
Well, next year maybe you can be a part of the team and you can come in at 7.
We're always happy of new helpers.
With 2 children and a husband that's also an organizer.
That's 3 helpers. With your husband, it's 4 helpers at once.
Oh my god!
Whole family of helpers.
Sure.
I mean, I don't think anyone would have anything to say against that.
I mean,
although I don't know how much your children would be of help right now. Maybe when they grow up.
They would be a test subjects if the convention will survive little kids' hands. Yes.
We have an arena for small superheroes, so that's a place for them.
Yep.
It's got a big castle. They can paint. They can carve. They have fairy tales there. We think about the smaller generations because we need them to grow up into geeks. So start early, as soon as possible.
Yep.
What was your favorite part? Do you have a favorite part?
Actually, no. I don't have one favorite part. I do. I must say I like to dress up, but the cosplay competition was never my main part of any convention. Usually I really prefer to go around the artist alley. That's a real joy to go around. And I enjoy societies. I'm so happy that there are so many new ones who are popping up in Slovenia, and they are growing, that people are connecting with each other, that they are collaborating and making new programs, either new events and so on.
There's a lot of cosplay, and there are also other things a part of cosplay that are extremely nice, extremely how would you say,
I distinguish
interesting
between cosplay and cosplay competition.
Also
that's different, because I think cosplay is a huge part of any convention, because everyone can take part of it, old, small, young, doesn't matter. Marvel, DC, fantasy, Lord of the Rings, doesn't matter what, or original characters. Actually, I'm really happy when I see original characters, because I'm a LARPer, and LARP is about original characters. So the more I see of those, the more happy I am. You can see the creativity of other people, how they really can shine their own they can sparkle. Yeah, I know from where you're getting that. Yeah, so there's not one particular part like in the time, but there's this part of meeting old friends and new friends.
Yeah.
And that's what conventions like nevidnega or any others are for me, is meeting people, and it's all about people and connections and friendships, laughing together, crafting together, dancing together, whatever. This is why I'm doing it, and that's why I'm enjoying it, seeing that others are doing it as well. So I don't have to be part of it. I can just watch it.
The community is growing a lot.
It's
You probably
huge.
noticed at this
It's
point, right?
enormous.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's more and more of us.
I believe it was always so the fantasy sci-fi, they were always popular. It just wasn't popular on the outside. I know that years ago we had a band coming to the nevidnega. It was the first and the only time I organized a concert. That was too much work. It was the Super Action Heroes.
Yeah.
And I remember I told them, of course I'm organizing this kind of an event. I'm a geek. And they were like, and you're proud of that? Of course. Like, why not? They were just a bit older, and in their generation, definitely a girl wasn't able.
It was shunned upon. Like,
yeah, they
I
just didn't
remember
want to
that,
sell
yeah.
it. They just didn't want to
Yeah, you
brag
were
about
not
it.
popular if you were a geek or something.
Yeah.
you were a
I don't
minority
get
in
that.
the school. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
I
get
still
that.
remember that feeling.
That's so baffling to me.
No,
We have to
it-
make a whole episode about it, because at our school, we were all into Star Wars. We were,
Oh, wow.
yeah, everybody
you
was.
are lucky.
I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
I'm very, very lucky. And everybody was dressing up in different costumes at least once per year, because carnival.
wow.
So yeah.
Mhm.
So if you didn't, it was strange.
Okay.
Lucky.
Well, in like elementary school, in high school, of course, we were all too old for it, whatever. But yeah.
It was different for me. In elementary, I was the only one probably.
Mm-hmm.
At least the only one that I know about,
Yeah.
because everybody was like hiding or
Mhm.
wasn't a part of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But in high school, it was the time that everything opened up to me. Like the first Macon was in my high school, without me even knowing it. I just stumbled upon it because I was going home and I saw that they are preparing something in the gym. It was the vibe. I never looked back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I joined the community actually already when I was 12, 13, but I joined the online community because I come from a dark place in the north, under the mountains, and I joined the Harry Potter community. And that time I realized there are other people like me reading books till 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
I was a part of that too.
Virtual Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And the one that we were...
Maybe we
could
were in
write-
class together. We were classmates.
Probably, and we don't even know. What was your name?
Oh.
What was my name? Was I Negiri?
Isn't it food or something?
No.
Yeah.
Nigiri?
It's Nigiri.
Oh,
I was
okay.
Negiri.
Or like nagini, but a little
Yeah.
bit
Yeah.
spiced up. Okay. Yeah, community is very important. You cannot do anything on your own. You need a lot of, like, if you're making an event, you're gonna need a team to make it, and plus minions then later. If you are part of something, like the whole community has to be communal. Like it cannot just be one person. So it's great that this is growing, but I think now we're on the precipice when we have 3,000 people. Now what? You know what I mean?
We have
Yeah.
more than that.
Yeah,
because
there's already more.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least 1,000 more people. Like, what to do now? Do we expand? Do we do that? Like, that's something that I think we have to maybe think about
All together.
in the coming months.
Yeah, we have to sit down. We have to think why we are doing this. Because last year we did sit down and we decided we're gonna stay the way we are because we cannot manage a larger space. Actually, yeah. Bigger venue means more people, and more people means more management and a lot of more work. And since the majority of the team is around 30, 35, we have steady jobs. We work on the convention in our free time, and the jobs are quite heavy. They take a toll. There are different options that we can go to, but I would like to discuss this with the team. And then
Just a disclaimer, today is Wednesday and the con was on Saturday, so how many days have passed?
4.
4 days have passed, and some of us didn't even rest in between. So this is fairly new, even though it will come out a bit later. So of course the team didn't have the time to come together yet and actually talk about this. Yeah.
First we need to relax a little bit and gather some energy and go through the paperwork that's still waiting for me. Oh yeah. We can. We're gonna
This
do
is
that
tea time.
That's what I like. Like, you have the whole thing, you have to manage everything. Me, on the other hand, I only have cosplay. So
Only, he said.
well, yeah, it's a lot still, but it's more manageable to do one thing than to have to know everything that's going on. I know that for me, doing something like this would be a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I would manage my regular job and this at the same time. So kudos to you, baby.
Yeah.
That's commendable. To you and Mitya as well, and everybody else in the
Well,
team, of course.
I think we definitely agree. All of us agree that we got a lot of knowledge from the nevidnega. So it helped us get real jobs afterwards. So because we have 10 years of legacy of building smaller events, bigger events, managing people, working in stressful situations, like when the tickets run out at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and you got hundreds of people outside and all angry and you don't know what to do.
That was last year.
That was last year, yeah. This year it was the same but online. So it was easier to just click delete or hide the screen. But yeah, still, it is stressful. It's not just fun and fairy tale like. But I'm really, really happy that the team actually stays together. If we just add new people, like Mance and Matic have been the first two joining us, and Kaya were the first three joining us since the original group. And they are still with us, so 8 years. Yeah, you are now also part of the team with 3 years. Yeah, it's already
the first year that I had a job at NMN was in 2019 when I was a judge.
Yeah,
that was my first part. So that was just me being a guest judge, doing one thing, not having to worry about any kind of organization. I just had to be there, do my job, and that was it. But I think I fell into it quite fast.
Yeah.
I just saw my future.
Yeah, well. You're closer and closer to that future.
If he retires, when he's a king there.
No, I have to say at this point, Klarox is amazing and we do a lot of things very well together. And it usually happens that one of us thinks about something and the other one just writes it in the group at the same, and the other one is, I was just thinking about it, or the vice versa. Yeah. So we are both thinking about everything, but just one is 1 second faster and writes it.
Yeah, that's true.
We work very well together and we complete each other very well. And I like our vibe. Of course, we know each other, we're friends, and we talk about everything, but we still manage to take the time out of it to just have Discord meetings just about convention, cosplay, and everything. So I'm very grateful that it's not just me or not just her being in charge of cosplay at the NMN, that we are a team and that we work together.
And it helped you for this year because you actually had to split the cosplay stuff.
Yeah.
The work
there was
and
more
everything.
cosplay stuff to be split, banana split, because we had the international competition. CCC now.
Say the whole name.
Rebranded. Now it's rebranded Cosplay Champions Cup. And before that it was International Cosplay Champions Cup.
So now it's just CCC?
It was ICCC. Now it's CCC, or for shorter.
Nice.
Amazing.
So yeah, we had 2 different competitions. First one was our nevidnega competition. Slovene competition. Yeah, nevidnega.
Yeah. National, yeah.
National competition, yes. And you did a marvelous job.
Did I? Thank you.
I think you did.
You did.
Okay, I'll take that.
But the winner, the best in show, then qualifies for 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 CCC. So yeah, do you want to go through it?
Yeah, I just got a screenshot one day of basically you two talking, and the next second I got her message saying we just can't leave you off the stage. And I came and I sat down and I had a prejudging stuff to do.
And you were judging people?
No, yeah. I mean,
Now you know what it's like.
I wanted to say, I think 3 things. I'm not sure at this point, but first one was thank you so much for all your lessons thus far. During this podcast, before that, in between this podcast, everything that you throw at me with your knowledge and experience, I just grabbed and applied it to NMN. It was really helpful.
Yeah.
Second part was I loved the job simply for the fact that I could finally see people's cosplay in peace, and that I could just take time and enjoy their handiwork. I mean, it was because on conventions I usually just run around and jump from one cosplayer to another. Your cosplay is amazing, oh my god, can we take a picture? And I don't actually have time to see all the work that they put in and ask them about it, or just ask them one question and hear it halfway and then have to run somewhere else. Now I just had time with them and it was amazing.
Were you stressed before you started?
No.
You weren't?
I
You were
was
sure in yourself?
oblivious to my responsibilities.
Okay.
I slept like an angel. I'm sorry, you guys that didn't get any sleep. I just woke up.
Yeah, but I don't think we didn't sleep because it was like stress not sleeping. I think it was more like excitement.
Yes, I didn't have that.
It's usually
I mean,
like
I
that.
was excited
Yeah.
about it, but I for the first time, I actually felt okay, came to the event, realized, oh, it's that time, I have to sit down. I sat down and I enjoyed myself. It was really pleasant. Maybe because I didn't have like the organization part of the responsibilities. I just had to be there with other 2 judges, Eva and Klarux. So they crafts and Klarux. And basically I had fun. I'm sorry.
You had fun
Of
at the
course.
convention?
Yeah. At a convention and prejudging every part, yeah. Everything that I experienced was very fun, but I do wish I could experience several different things at once. But I would
usually
have
like
to
that,
throw
yeah.
myself
Yeah.
into several different bodies because I shared a table with Usha Bizarre at the cosplay corner, but I was there for a very short time, I think, because I was running around and prejudging and everything else, all the calls and everything.
You came there to relax with your cup.
I did.
I have a picture of you actually
Yeah.
being relaxed and sitting like a stereo.
Well, that because I was sitting relaxed, like looking relaxed, it doesn't mean I was relaxed.
Oh,
You were
sorry.
acting.
Yeah, well, at this point, I really don't know where Astarion ends and I begin, but okay, that's a different topic. I did come back to refill my cup several times, but every time I came, Ursha said, people were looking for you. I was like, oh, God damn it, I wasn't here. I hope everyone that wanted to catch me caught me and got their picture and everything.
I can already tell you they did not.
Yeah, well, next time. I guess.
They will have to come to another convention where you're a guest, not a organizer,
Yeah.
but it's usually like that. I go to other conventions to really explore the conventions because I can't really explore ours.
Yeah.
To be a visitor once.
Yeah. And just have fun running around.
CCC, prejudging and judging. I have to say it is a bit different than our competition. You have to be a little bit more stern, and you have to have a bit of a higher standard. You have to remember that this is an international competition and that the stakes are a bit higher, and that everybody that gets there, they do deserve it, but their cosplays are so much more detailed and similar to each other in those details. So you don't judge the same way, in a sense of now you have to take minus points for every minor detail that's not on point.
Yeah.
So it's a bit harder.
More soul crushing,
I don't know, but I did when anyone asks me for any kind of not opinion but feedback, I just tell them everything that I thought about it, everything from A to Z, their performance as well. So I really try to give a feedback about everything, and I think that's the best thing that you can do. not just to say everything was so great, but he was a bit better than you. Like, what the hell? That's not a feedback.
You need to know why.
Yeah, specific things. Specific things.
And you're really good at it, because you did give me feedback on my cosplays before, and I know your style of feedback, and it's really helpful. It's not like just, it was good, but you actually do dissect it.
I dissect it because that's what I learned studying art history.
Yeah.
Like with everything that we did, with every painting, with every church, with every statue, you dissect it. Either head to toes to head, whatever. You go and you do it cohesively. Otherwise, if I didn't do that, I would fail the subject. You know.
That's why I was so happy at the main nevidnega that I talked to you before, that you taught me this, because I could apply it to the Slovene part, not in such detailed and precise and dissecty way, but the vibe. I was not like, yours was good, yours was not. I actually, but why was it good?
Yeah.
Where you?
And I think it also helps that I very, very much enjoy talking about cosplay and what I saw and
this is why we have a podcast about it.
Yeah. Like I really like to go into details about anything. My favorite part about judging is actually the part when the judges sit down and they discuss everything together. Like, that's my favorite part. It really is.
And it just comes together and exchanging the views.
When every competitor leaves the room and you have that minute just to go over it, and then after you've seen everyone, go over it again, and then after you see performance, you go through it again. It's just amazing, and I love to do it. Honestly, I love to do it. And that's your fault, by the way.
My fault.
It's your fault that I am a judge at cosplay competitions right now, because you are the one who proposed to me to come to judge in 2019. If you didn't say that, I wouldn't just come to you and say, oh, I want to be a judge. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I remember that time because we were really looking for someone who would be talkative, who would make the cosplayers who are competing welcome, relaxed, and you were the first one that popped in my mind. That's what I actually wanted to mention in between, but now we actually came to that point again. I think that our cosplay prejudging is very inclusive, very welcoming, that the newcomers who are coming, who are all stressed, they don't know what's gonna happen there in that room, in that dark room. They see it's not a powwow, it's nothing scary there, that everyone is congratulating them at their work, their effort, because we don't look just at the very, very best execution, but all kinds of effort. And you can see if someone is just starting to sew together, and it's not pitch perfect, but you see the hours they put and the work, and
the love for it.
The love and what they're most proud of. And I think the whole team and in their craft is also Dan, who's making the photos, and he makes them really shine on the photos. And I think the whole experience there is helping them to go later on the stage in front of 400, 500, 600 people. I think that our prejudging venue and the people there are very, very good, and are helping that new geeks, newcomers are growing in every year.
And that they are
accepted. And not just accepted, boosted. So after the event they come out and like, oh, I'm gonna do a new one, I'm gonna craft more. And I've never been in any competitions because I never found any joy in that. And I prefer to do very weird cosplays like gender bands and just mixing it up. So I never done one in pure detail to go to a competition. But I've been in the back rooms. Because I'm an organizer, when I go to other conventions, the organizers are opening me their doors, so I see the backstage, what's happening,
the clockwork in the back.
And it's. I've been at some events where there was a lot of hectic and the communication was very strict, and cosplayers, you could see on their face like they were scared, and they were already scared coming in, and after being dissected, like really checked upon every detail, it just crushed them. And I can't imagine then going to the stage in an hour or two. Poor babies. Really, I really like this welcoming space that we actually have managed there.
I was on the receiving end a few times because I think since 2018,
Yeah.
I think I went to a NMN cosplay competition every year since then. And yes, it was very welcoming, very like open-hearted environment. Thank you.
I can only speak for the prejudging part of being there, sitting there and taking notes and talking to people. I also know that Eva is a very warm person and she makes everybody feel so nice. So nice all the time. She smiles and you too as well, and so does Clarix.
Yeah, this year's theme was just a calming. Our most often said probably on the whole NMN prejudging was calm down, you look great, fantastic. And it was true. We just wanted to make them feel like they belong there because they do.
This was my first year that I wasn't a judge at NMN competition. And so I filled in for Clarix, which was making everybody stand in line, going through if everybody is there. And one thing that she told me to also do, which I didn't even realize that is something that has to be done.
Oh yeah, I remember. I know what you're saying.
Telling them that they are great, that they are already here, that they should just calm down and take their time on the stage, and just just re-encouraging them. And I was like, okay, now that you said it, I get it. I need to tell them that. But if she wouldn't, I wouldn't get that they didn't feel that way. You know what I mean? I didn't, in that moment when I'm there, I'm hyper focused on the stage to make everybody sure that they are there, they have a job to do, blah blah blah. And they was like, no, but re-encourage them, like they're new to that, like they don't have as much experience. It doesn't mean that they're gonna go on stage and do great.
Even if we
just
were
tell
like
them
5 times already, we need to hear this.
I just told them what I say to myself in my head. Like everybody is there to cheer them on. Everybody who is sitting there to cheer them on. They all want them to succeed. Everybody's sitting there. And if you go on a stage, they're gonna eat you up in the best sense possible. Just have fun. It's cosplay. Have fun with it. Like, you made this, you know the character. Go on the stage and fucking live it. Like, that's the best part. How many opportunities in real life do you get to shine in your character? Not very much. We have 3 conventions per year. NMN, Umiko, Mofukon. Maybe we're gonna get some extra, hopefully, some events. But that's 3 times per year. Like, take that moment, enjoy that moment. There's only 3 moments like that.
2 minutes.
Yeah, just be a sponge and just take everything in. That was, thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I have a question for you too. So, I know you've been to several conventions. We were at some also together. But I don't remember, have you seen any cosplay competitions apart from the ones in Slovenia? Now seeing the Cosplay Champions Cup. So this is actually what we usually see at other conventions, where there's a lot more acting going on. Do you think we have to incorporate that in our convention?
Yes and no. I would split cosplay competitions on the main nevidnega to more performance-based one for
those who want to perform.
And those that just want to show their handiwork in a way of, I love this character, I made this, I'm proud of this.
Okay.
But I don't know how. You know what I mean? Like, where's the line there then? Like, who's to judge that your performance is worthy of the performance part of the cosplay competition? And
it's usually the cosplayer who chooses.
Yeah,
exactly.
At least in other conventions.
Because I saw this year on the I didn't notice this years before, maybe last year for the first time, but some cosplayers did put in the performance work, and it was amazing. And this year as well, and I did notice in the fan favorite scoring was influenced by the performance.
Probably,
exactly. They don't see the details, they see just you acting on the stage.
But I don't remember that on the main nevidnega years before that, because it was not focused on, like performance was a choice. It was this year as well, but more and more cosplayers actually do consider performance part of it. I don't remember if I ever did a performance, like thinking ahead of it, except for Mofukun, but that's a different story because it was part of it. But
and Mantis, I think.
yeah,
As Mantis,
no, that was me in character. That was not a performance. That was
Just you being Mantis on stage.
Yeah.
But I was not doing that just on stage. I was doing that in public.
Yeah.
If anybody wanted to take a photo, I could
It's a
post.
pose that you use for the
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, it was not. I didn't think about it. Oh, I will go on stage and do this and this and this. I just went there and I was Mantis. Same for Ashton. They had a hammer and I did something with it. I didn't think about it beforehand, but I can see that other people practiced, other people put in the work and so on. So I'm not sure if we should demand this. Like,
What about you?
I think that 25 is a big number for that on stage to do that. Because that would take, 3 minutes?
25 people applying for the
25
cosplay competition in
minutes.
general for
25 minutes.
Navidnega.
25 people,
Is our limit.
is our limit. Yeah. I don't think there's enough time for performance with 25 because at CCC there's only 6 and you can have a performance on stage and everybody has enough time for the stage performance. However, everybody who wins our competition enters CCC and a performance is mandatory for that part. And I did see cosplayers who were at CCC not delivering a performance the way it should be delivered. Maybe, possibly, because they didn't have to do that before. So I think there's a line here, and maybe the solution here is to. You know what? I don't know what the solution is because even if you say like let's put it in the application, would you be a CCC competitor? Some people won't know what the was the word. They cannot judge themselves. You know what I mean? They cannot know if their cosplay is something that can go on in the finale or not. So they cannot really say for themselves. Of course, they're gonna say, yeah, I wanna go, but.
I think this year in the application it was a question if you were eligible to go to a performance in.
Yeah, would you go?
But it was always.
It was always, but it was never like registered in mind. After what does that mean?
Yeah.
But this time it's also very specific because the next CCC is in Bulgaria, so you really have to be willing to go to Bulgaria.
So that doesn't happen that you win and you then say, oops.
And
I don't want to go there. I cannot take a whole weekend to go somewhere like that.
When I was pregnant with my second child, I specifically did not cross in the application last year, simply because I would be probably in
labor
probably. I think this year Slovenia, because it hosted, I think our cosplayers saw what's required because they never never saw the CCC performances and everything. They saw it this year. They know now what's required and how much work it takes. So I think from
and
now
also
on it will
people
be
who were eligible, a lot of them already saw international competition. Like Ari, who won, congratulations. She already has seen the whole situation, so she knew that a performance is something that's mandatory and she already worked on it. You were in the audience. You were sitting there in the audience for our competition, both of you. How did you feel about the whole presentation of cosplayers on stage and the comments while they were on stage? How was that for you? Because I was by the stage and I didn't really catch everything. But I know that some of the cosplayers said, please tell the moderator not to talk over my presentation. So I was running around telling her, please,
part, right?
Yeah, the Slovene part. Telling her when she comes on stage, don't have the comments. Just tell her name.
Well, that's something that we as organizers have to talk about before. So up till now, we always had the moderator talking between their performances. Between. Not between two performances. During their performance.
When cosplayer was on stage, the narrator usually told about their cosplay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes and no.
Last year they were standing on stage with him.
Yeah,
like
but last year
moderator.
there were other problems, so we are not going to discuss that.
Me, as a competitor up to this year, it was different. A few years it was different. 1 year was they told everything about our cosplay before even we went on stage, and they talked some more when we were on stage, and then we left, and the next cosplayer it was their turn. Another year it was they just told the name and the character and shut up, and then we performed or just showed ourselves, and it was quiet, or the music, and then we went off and the next player was announced, nothing else. And other years it was a mixture. Either they were quiet and just watched the performance with the rest of them, or they talked about our cosplay. Like, it was never one
a cohesive thing throughout the years.
And this year I was sitting in the first row, right next to the speakers. I did hear everything she said, but I heard the cosplayers that did have a performance with words, for example, Vzdo. I did hear him, but the rest of the people behind me probably didn't. We didn't ask them if they were going to have a performance.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
No, because we didn't like a performance for our competition is not something that we judge, so we didn't even think about that.
And we
Like,
never had it.
No.
We actually, like, okay, I can speak from the years before when we were still at Polygon, 2014-15, and we actually we were working on it to not have it, because we've seen a lot of terrible presentations with a lot of screaming and acting that was very, very cringy, and at that time we decided our cosplay competition won't have that. We know it's a huge part at the anime conventions, but usually those are also a lot simpler cosplays, so they don't work on the cosplays, but they work a lot on the presentation. And for me, that's a very different thing. With Ursha, who was helping us building the cosplay competition in 2014, 15, and 16, we were actually looking at other conventions, like Aninight and Sphericon, and we were looking at how are they doing it, or the American conventions and their cosplay competitions. And we saw that we really want to put more spotlight on the craftsmanship. So we just want them to come on stage, pose. We were teaching them how to pose, stop, take the time to just hold still, so the photos can be shot, that people can really see you there, and not just running across the stage and off, because we also had a lot of those. In the first editions, we were asking questions, the cosplayers, but usually the newcomers were so stressed, they couldn't speak at all, and it was very, again, cringy and discomfortable for them. So we also cut that part, and
I mean, you changed it to prejudging.
Yeah, we changed it to prejudging, but also we asked them to tell us more about the cosplays up front, so we can prepare the text that the moderator can read. So they can actually tell more about, is it your first time cosplaying, how much time you took for one part or the other, and what you're most proud of. And it's much easier for the cosplayers, it's much easier for the audience to listen to and watch it. So I think it's the best to have it in between or at the beginning, if you don't have an act in between. So now that we see that our cosplayers are also preparing acts, okay, now we have to think about it, and we have to prepare for the next year.
The least what we can do is put another box on the application. Would you like to have a performance, or do you have a performance planned, so we know? However, that can backfire at us, and people will start making more performances.
But
so this, as we are
Yeah.
seeing right now, it's something that we have to discuss, and luckily we have a whole year to do so.
Also, performance for me is something that, for example, the winner, Hailing, the winner of CCC, she had a proper act with stage props, with music, a presentation behind. But when someone is just coming on the stage, doesn't have any props, and just stops at one point of the music because it's a scene or something, that's for me not a performance. It's still our runway walk, but with maybe a little bit more staged. But a real act has more of it. So it's got mimics, eye contact with the public. So this is something that we just have to put on paper, and that's it. But maybe for the performances we could have like a smaller extra competition. It depends if we get enough people then to...
That's another point.
Yeah.
How much time do we have for performances and different cosplay categories, you know? Because...
if we shift into a 2-day event,
I mean...
maybe.
Please, I am here for it.
Comment and like.
Well, if there's gonna be 2 stages, make sure that the stages are not on at the same time, because I cannot clone myself. I want to see everything. That would solve so much. A 2-day event would stand. I'm down for it. I mean, we talked about that last year as well. I was rooting for a 2-day event since last year, and yes, please give it to me.
Put into comments, what do you like? What do you want?
Yeah, I wanted to say this. So we started at 4 and we ended at 7, so that's a lot of hours. So we already had to cut out the cosplay catwalk. And for the next year, I want cosplay catwalk back, because not only do we want it, people want it as well, because they were asking about it.
Yeah.
And if they want it, we're gonna give it to them. So let's talk about our winners.
The national winners were SFX and makeup was Kliss with Morgana from League of Legends. Armor was Buzzsprout, as we know him, with veteran sharpshooter from Warhammer. There was a lot of game cosplays that won this year. Sewing was Supernaut with his Jedi Nomad. The newcomer, I would say in English, was Jean with Hu Tao from Genshin Impact. And then both fan favorite and best in show was Ari with her sister Vanessa from Baldur's Gate 3.
Congratulations to all of our winners.
Yes.
Amazing.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it really was awesome.
And it really did come down to details when it came to almost every category. We had to like really look at
Really think about it.
Yeah. It was tough.
Yeah.
I liked it, but it was tough.
I know the feeling.
I'm so sorry for previous years.
Our international cosplay champions cup that we hosted this year. There are no categories like we have for our competition. There's only third place, second place, and first place. So the third place was won by Cyber Sako from Bulgaria with her Kibo from Dangaropa. The second place was won by Lonely Wolf J with his cosplay of Mandalorian from Mandalorian. The first place was won by Hailing Cosplay with her cosplay of Madame Divinite from the comics Lady Mechanica. Congratulations to our CCC winners.
And we're going next year with Ari to Bulgaria to their Comic-Con. And I can't wait. I haven't been to Bulgaria yet, so I'm very happy about it.
Did you get any feedback from the CCC team? Did they come to our convention? Did they like the whole performances and our situation on stage?
So we were all together with some representative from Sphericon from Croatia, Mondocon from Hungary, and Aninai from Austria. And also actually we have a new convention from Czech, Fantastica Ostrava. And Halin is part of that.
Oh, nice. Okay.
From the organization team. So their finalists from this year's qualifier will go to the next year's final event in Bulgaria. And so we were all together 5. I think we are all a little bit different. Some are old, like Sphericon is...
the conventions are old. Okay, I thought
not people. Yeah, the conventions. sorry. Sphericon is going on for 40 years.
Oh, Jesus.
So in the 70s they started already. Usually when we meet at the finals, because I've been to all the finals up till now, those who are not organizing the finals, we meet and we have fun. The organizers usually don't have the time.
Enjoy the convention.
So this year I was happy that I had a little bit of time that I could actually discuss it with others, so with the visitors from Mondocon and Aninai. We just enjoyed because we started it in 2017 with the conventions. We knew each other a little bit, but we wanted to have a competition that's helping our cosplayers to go abroad and be able to win a competition, because countries like Slovenia, Croatia, before that we also had Serbia, also Hungary, we didn't have professional cosplayers. So our cosplayers were not the same rank to go to Euro Cosplay or the International Global Cosplay Championships. So we realized we have to do something ourselves to help them to go around the countries and to compete. And that's how Cosplay Champions Cup started, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Really, no, that's amazing.
And we are now friends and we connect, and everyone has a little bit of a different convention. Some are more anime focused, some are more Comic-Con focused as ours, some are very sci-fi focused like Sphericon.
That's actually awesome. It broadens and connects different
geek genres, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. But the core is always the same. There are fans who come together. And all these conventions are voluntary based. So there's no big companies behind, like Vienna Comic Con is being organized by Reed Pop, which is a multinational company. So we are community based, and that's what you feel in all of our events.
What did you guys cosplay?
We start with me.
Maybe start with the guest.
I actually didn't cosplay. I was LARPing. Since it was the 10th NMN, I said I need to be in character that I started with. And that's Ava. So Ava is my LARPing character. She's a pirate elf, and I was LARPing that character for 8 years, I think, in between.
And that character got me into LARPing. I'll always be grateful for that. I saw her character at Macon at that time. It's what got me into LARPing.
I've been Ava for so many years that a lot of people actually still call me Ava, Avarandea. But I stopped.
It's a very nice name. It's, I love it.
It's very it's elven, but it's not high elven. So it's a pirate elven.
It's a pirate elven.
How did you come up with it? You don't remember?
No,
because
it was just
it's so nice. Avarandea. It just feels
It flows like the sea.
A lot of people think that my name is Andrea because of Avarandea. Nope, Rebeka.
Yeah,
completely different.
When we met, everybody introduced you as Avarandea, and then I saw on your Facebook it was Rebeka Avarandea, and I thought it was your last name. I was like, look at her, she has such an amazing last name.
No, unfortunately not. And also I had to change it on Facebook back again to my real name, because I'm working on the marketing part of NMN, and Facebook wanted my real data to support my credit card. So unfortunately no fake names. So what did you cosplay?
I was, I think, for the first time cosplaying an original character. I did want to make Mima Rosam from Carnival Row, and I think it shows in my wings that they are from Carnival Row inspired. But then I just wanted to make an armor for the first time in my life. I did have a lot of foam. And
from last year,
from
winning
MofoCon, but that's another story. But I had a lot of foam. I wanted to make an armor, and I said, okay, I'll just be a household fairy type of character. Household is an amazing TTRPG actually that I really want to GM someday.
Yeah, we talked about it on several occasions.
I need a group of players, I wanted to make a scissor sword, so this is my scissor sword, and I'm so happy with this. It got bumps and bruises from the main nevidnega, but it survived enough that I can still appreciate it. So it was a fairy knight.
Yeah, it looked very nice.
I still need a name. It's the same as you. I don't have a name for my original character, and I still don't know if I was LARPing or cosplaying it, because I really enjoyed it, and I was trying to be in character as much as possible, but prejudging took it away. So we have to pick a name for my OC.
What I usually do when I make OCs and stuff like that is like I think about the character, what is his like most prominent features or whatever, and then I go through like. For you example now, I would like take the scissors and I would check what is the word for scissors in different languages, and then I would work from there.
What were you cosplaying?
I was cosplaying Astarion from Baldur's Gate 3.
Were you cosplaying? Because I think you just found your alter ego.
Because I can still feel it here, right?
He's
the hair is hiding, or it's just something else.
It was like he was LARPing him, not even cosplaying him at all. I mean, I know that cosplay is playing the character that you're in a costume of, but you just were.
But I loved how different you looked. Like, you look completely different face. Like if I wouldn't know it's you, I wouldn't know it's you. It's like, oh my god. Just because of the hair and the makeup and then the lenses, it was like, who are you?
Persona was like
different.
Eva did comment, the co-judge. She was braiding my hair and constantly looking up to you because you were preparing for the CCC part of the prejudging, and she was, I just want to smack Matthias. What? Why? He's such a good Astarion. He's getting on my nerves. And we called you over. I said, okay, do it.
And you didn't explain why you
and
smacked me.
Mathis was like, do what? And it was just like, not really hard, but just like,
that wasn't hard. I was expecting she would
caressed his cheek in like a slapping motion, and Mathis was like, what?
Not even my cheek. She did like this or something. I was like, come on, I'm a Asterian.
She just really wanted to get it out of her system. You were so good.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. There had to be a lot of persuasion done before I cosplayed Asterian or even start thinking about cosplaying him, because when I played the game, I didn't really like him at the beginning. Because he was mean to me. He was mean to my character. And I was like, I don't like you. And then I didn't even put him on my team and nothing. And I was like, no. And a lot of people have told me through the whole year since the game came out, like, cosplay Asterian, you would be a perfect Asterian, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And I was like, no, I'm not doing it. And then when more people told me, I was like, no, I'm not doing it because everybody's saying I should do it. And then I just made Instagram stories that give me a character, and I will write if I would cosplay him or not. Suggestions.
I remember that.
And there were like so many people saying I should do Asterian. I was like, you know what? If there's so much, like, maybe there's something I'm missing about this.
You have to
maybe
give people what they want.
I was like, you know what? If this is what you want, you're gonna get it. And I was like, fine, then I'm gonna do it.
And you'll see you won't like it, and now we love it.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, exactly that. I was like, you will not like it. And then, in order to do that, I had to go replay the game because I wanted to know the character. I cannot cosplay someone I don't know. That would just feel strange to me. So I went back, I replayed the game, and I put him in my team. And I've seen that he is not a mean person. Well, okay.
Don't spoil it for those that haven't played.
Yeah, but he's like, I think at this point everybody has played. Like, he has a lot of different parts that are... He's a very, very nice character,
He's a great character.
Great character, yeah, a lot of...
People love to hate him and hate to love him.
Yeah, and love to love him as well.
What are your next cosplay plans?
Pause, 0, blank. I think.
Okay.
Yours?
Oh, I got several. I got several in the making. I'm terrible. I buy equipment. I buy the parts. I buy materials. Start doing it, and then something comes up like organization of the Comic-Con or so, and then I don't finish it. But it's definitely Dune.
Okay.
Yeah, Dune.
Okay, when you do that, we have to take photos together. Definitely.
We will. I really hope that now in the summertime I will have time, because we are going to Aninat, and maybe that will be the place to go with one of the Dune costumes, because I have 2 in mind.
Okay, which ones? Okay, let's cut it here, and then we'll talk more.
You?
I wanted to gender bend Storm from the X-Men. I'm probably gonna do that for Vienna Comic Con because it's 2 days, so that's one of my plans. Other than that, I'm just gonna I cosplayed Asterian for one con. Yeah. So maybe I'm gonna I don't need a new cosplay for every convention. Let's just.
True. Yeah, well, you're very known to make another cosplay for every con in Slovenia. So
look, if you have the time, if you have the money, if you have do it.
I'm gonna do whatever I want.
Exactly.
And have fun with it.
Do whatever you want and do what makes you happy.
Maybe I'll...
And if other people tell you to cosplay something, maybe do it because they're probably right, I guess.
Yeah. They were right for Mantis.
And that,
because for Mantis, for me, was like that. Like, several people, they didn't even know that I want to cosplay, but they were like, you are so much like Mantis, you should da-da-da-da-da. And I said, okay, I'll cosplay her.
I'm still waiting for the X-Men.
Yeah, me too. Okay.
Me 3.
Okay, I have a cos plan now. X-Men
but do you know
something.
the character?
No. I mean, yes and no. Okay.
Did you watch the new animated series?
Not yet.
Then do it.
I need to be focused and watch it.
Do it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah. That's it for today. Thank you, Rebeka, for joining us. I hope you had a lovely time with us.
Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you and your work.
Yeah.
And all the NMN team.
The team.
Yes, everyone at NMN, everybody did a fabulous job. kudos to everyone and to Minus as well. And I
and
hope
to cosplayers who
and to
applied
cosplayers
and
as well,
came
to
and
everyone.
not even applied, just
Yeah.
came to NMN.
And thank you to the
The
community for
community.
coming, for loving the NMN convention, for giving us energy for the next one.
Yeah.
Write in the comments below what you liked about NMN 2024, what you didn't like, what you would change, expand for the next year. Would you like a 2 days convention?
Oh, yes.
Would you like bigger halls?
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Smogrete?
Ne.
Smo great,
Kamera.